You guys doing? I'm uploading this video because, of course, this is part of my series of reviews where I watch one movie a day, new or old, that I've never seen before, and I watch it to talk about it, and finally watch through it. I'm doing this all year long, so let's start with, let's start list, because we started with, holy shit, what movie did I start with? What movie did I start with? There was a movie I started with. What was it? Crap, I'm forgetting. But we started with a different movie. But let's get into Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which, this is a really cool edition. I found this at the Dollar General. Just want to get into that. Because if you really love this movie, which I don't, it's still a really cool edition. It's got a note here from director Tim Burton, who I'm not a huge fan of, who I used to be a huge fan of, but and this booklet is not really that neat or anything. It's just kind of like, it's just photos from the movie. It's, photos from an ugly looking movie. But if you like that sort of thing, cool. And I bought this for $7, and it has the Blu-ray. And this is kind of a neat edition if you really love this movie. If you love it. I don't. My issue with this movie is... Okay, first off, this movie pales in comparison to the original. We already know that. Because, well, this movie's forgotten. The original isn't. It's beloved. It came to 4K. This one didn't come to 4K. This is a movie... This came out for its 10th anniversary in 2015. Now we're hitting its 25th anniversary... Or, not 25th. Almost 15th anniversary. Still no 4K. May come to 4K, but it says a lot. The original came to 4K before this, and it's also just not talked about that much. The only people who love this film are mega Burton fans, and they're mega Johnny Depp fans, and all that stuff. And here's what I'm going to tell you. If you love Burton, this is the film that explains my biggest issue with Burton. He's praised as this creative, brilliant filmmaker, so unique and visionary. Yet, if you look at his films, like this one, these are films like that are based on a property that is so creative and so unique, and he makes the most bland, boring movie based on that thing. My biggest issue with this movie is that there is no subtlety to any of the things in the movie. There's no subtlety to the performances. What the issue with the kind of story of the kids are being bad. They get whisked away in this chocolate factory, and there's like a lesson of morality with each kid, right? Don't be greedy, don't, whatever. That kind of thing, right? Don't be a brat. There's subtlety there, right? And there's no subtlety here. Everything is so absurd and so whatever, and it's just, there's no subtlety, which ruins the whole point of the original, which, again, not just to compare this movie to the original, but there's no music in this movie, and the music for the most part, there's no music. The music adds no purpose in this movie. If you cut out the songs, it wouldn't really change the movie. In the original, it added this mystical magic element of the movie, which felt really great and grand and beautiful. Love that. Absolutely terrible here. This movie is also way too long. The original was... This is like almost 2-hour long movie. The original was never that long. This movie is just too long, has too many things going on. I don't need to know about damn Willy Wonka's backstory. The whole point of the original, he was a character that was you weren't supposed to know anything about. That's what made him interesting. Nope, no subtlety here. This is all rip it out, and it's just a boring, bland movie that's forgettable. No one has watched this movie or talked about this movie since it came out. It is just a terrible, terrible remake of a movie that is beloved by millions, and it's just like, why does this movie even exist? And some will say money, but I kind of agree with that, but it's also like, how much money did the original movie make? It kind of flopped when it came out. So, yeah, it's kind of a classic now, but ow. Very disappointing movie. Terrible, terrible movie.